so
So are you I'm sorry, forgive me for asking a basic question. Are you practicing criminal law still, or a
Right.
mix? Okay.
Right.
Gerardo Sandoval's made an issue of diversity, made that an issue in the race, in particular the ethnic diversity of the bench, the Hispanic diversity. What do you think of that as an issue in this race? Do you think that diversity in general is an important issue?
Well, I think when you put on that black robe, it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, your race, your gender or sexual orientation, you're an independent impartial judge. I think you go back to whether or not I put in an application with the governor. As I said earlier, my father, I think, was the Jerry Brown's last appointment or second to last. And since that time, we had the brief, what was it, 5 years of Gray Davis. Really, in the last 26 years, my father was appointed in 1982. In the last 26 years, we've had a Republican appointing the San Francisco bench for, I think, 21 in the last 26 years. So if you look at what the result of that has been, is the bench isn't diverse. And I'm gay. People I think there's one I think there's people who were identified as gay before they became judges. I think there are 6 of those people, and 5 of them were elected, and 1 was appointed. And that's been something that Sandoval has talked about a lot as well. So I think it is important. I think not many of the Superior Court cases are reviewed. I think it's important that the judicial body reflect the population of the community it serves, because, as I said, they're the guardians of the law, and a law is only a law if we in the society agree that it's going to be. So I think when people come into the courtroom, they need to be able to interact with the judicial system. And if the judge is someone that they can't identify with, I think that's an important issue.
So if diversity is important, I think Sandoval, if he were here, would probably say, well, but there are 6 or 7 or however many openly gay or lesbian judges on the court. There are only 2 Hispanics, so if diversity is important, that would militate toward me and not toward you. So how would you respond to that if he were saying that?
Because it's not the only qualification. And with respect to the number, if you look, the Superior Court is a California, you're a California office holder. And if you look at the number of gay candidates in the state of California, the number versus the number of Hispanic candidates, then it's more even. But I agree with him, but you also have to look at the quality of the candidate as well. And I think, the judicial candidate doesn't allow me to say negative things about either of my opponent, but I will distinguish my qualifications from his, and I think he just, based on the things that he said in the interviews that I've read, based on what's on his website, based on what he said to forum the other night, I just think we have a fundamental difference in what we believe the role of a judge is.
You said you were concerned about Judge Mallen's demeanor. Can you tell us a judge on the San Francisco bench today whose demeanor you think you'd model yourself after?
Well, I'll tell you that there were, I believe, about 20 candidates on the ballot this election, and I actually found out that Gerardo Sandoval was going to be in the race on the day that I was taking my papers out. And over that weekend, I went back and I looked at the list of candidates, and he was the only one that I would challenge, and it was based on the judicial merit, and it was also based. I have, as I said again, my dad was a judge, and I have a lot of respect for the bench, and so before I challenge a sitting judge, I need to think about it really carefully, and there had to be a reason.
Right.
So he was the only one that there was a reason. There are on the bench several judges that I respect. There's a judge whose politics is probably not the same as mine, but I've done 2 trials with him, and he's given me, I think, two of my best trials. And I have a great appreciation for his judicial demeanor.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Judge Benson, he's, and in our office, it wasn't favorable to take a trial out in front of him because of he's considered very conservative. But, as I said, he gave me two very fair trials. One was a very serious, it was a sexual assault case, and the other one was an elderly abuse case. Both were pretty serious cases, and he gave me a fair trial.